Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, back for another said Prox guide of the Phantom Hourglass. If you did miss out during the last one, well, we just went ahead all the way over here to the Goron Island, met up with all the different Gorons, and had to go and do a little bit of a quiz with the said leader that was around here, so that we can at least be able to fit on into with the said tribe of this place. And right on after that, we were able to head right on over into what the next dungeon is going to be, and that is happening for the first of many of the said pure metals that we are going to have to be needing for the whole Phantom Sword. Now, we did have a Goron known as Goron that was a big help throughout the majority of the other said part of that dungeon, and it was really cool to go and see the back and forth between the two different characters, so that one type of member on our team would do one thing and then we would have somebody else do the other thing, and that was pretty nice. And I don't think we'll probably be able to see that again at some point, but again, I could be wrong on that. But for right now, we are going to have to head off into the next area where the second of these type of pure metals are going to be happening, and that is going to be all the way on into a place known as the Isle of Frost. And this is where it's going to have one of my favorite type of race here within this game of Phantom Hourglass, and that is going to be known as the Enokis. They're basically like this type of humanoid slash reindeer gender, which that is pretty cool if I have to say so myself. And what we're going to have to go and do with these guys are that we're going to have to basically figure out which type of Enoki is going to be a liar. And now what has happened is that we are going to be learning something from the chief, which that is going to have to be dealing with some sort of, I guess, what are these things known as a uke? They're like basically a yeti, but for some reason they have some sort of magic power where they like to go and transform into I guess whatever type of other being that is going to be around within the area. And of course that had to be said with one of the Enokis there. And yeah, basically it's going to be a little bit annoying for what these Enokis are going to be about, and there is going to be a lot of like different type of backtracking of other things. But however, I will make sure to make this whole little mission that is going to be happening with the figuring out who is the one that is going to be the liar. We'll make all of that go by very fast, that we do need. So hope you guys did go and check out on that said Prox review. I haven't went and done a Prox review for quite a little bit. I know that currently right now we're still trying to get ourselves all set up and ready to go for the Skylander stuff. I just went and just did an upscaler type of review on the channel. So if you guys are interested on other said upscalers, or if you are somebody that wants to get into the retro gaming first and want to have one of those said type of upscalers that I went and talked about, you guys can go ahead and do all that if you want to. And it seems like over here that within this whole Isle of Frost place, doesn't really seem like there's no type of enemies around. It was just like the only one type of issue that we had to go and worry about was just use our bombs and just make sure that we just destroy all the different ice barriers as we go along throughout here. And we're going to get ourselves a really nice, cool type of upgrade later on for Link. And that is going to have to be all about with the said grapple hook. And the grapple hook is going to be a really nice type item to go and do. And there's going to be a lot of like different gimmicks just within the Temple of Frost that we're going to have to go and use so that we can try to pick up with the boss key later on. So here we go. This is where the chief's house is going to be. This is where we're going to have to jump on into with the said mission of finding who is the liar of these Enokis. Even though that these guys are pretty adorable, they are really annoying sometimes when you have to go and try to judge out who exactly is the liar out of all of this. But, so, the one thing that you do want to go and somewhat make sure is that the main person that is the liar in this case is going to be with Aru. And now, mind you, I remember when I went and first played throughout my time of here of Phantom Hourglass, this was like the one area that I always had troubles with, because you don't even know who exactly would be the liar or not. Sometimes, like, for what you would go and see is that, like, when you go and meet up with one of them, they'll kind of say, like, who else has point the blame to, and then they'll go and jump into another person, and then it'll just keep on, like, hitting you with different other type of names, which then you'll probably get yourself a little bit mixed up. But for the one type of interesting type of person to go and meet up with is somebody by the name of Mazzo, and I'm pretty certain if you go and talk to Mazo or Kumu out here, they'll basically tell you that you should not really go and trust with actually meeting up with Aru there. So at some point, you go and meet up with Aru, and you have to speak to him a couple times, and because like what the chief is going to do is always going to say is that you have to ask all the time. And once you go and do that, you should be able to then go and meet up with this said type of Uke here. So I think we finally got to see one of these, and oh man, they do not look happy at all. Now, the one type of way that we're going to have to go and actually knock out with these said type of Ukes is by actually throwing a bomb at them. So if you do have the bomb bag at this point, which we all should basically have at this point in time, this will be really nice because you can just go and just toss a bomb right at them without ever having to use an actual said bomb flower. But majority of this island that is going to be here is going to give you a lot of different bomb flowers that you can be able to go and use if you actually decide to run on out of those said bomb flowers. But that stew looks pretty good from what this chief leader is making. Too bad that we can't really go and have a bottle or something to be able to go and drink something up like that. All that we really do have at this point in time is just by drinking regular type of potions that are here. Or even some of the special type of potions as well too. Now, in the temple, you will go and find a one of those type of like full heal type of potions that will be around, like with the purple and the yellow ones. So just make sure to keep those with you if you ever do go and find those, because there is going to be a said boss that is going to be really annoying out here, and that you could actually run into a potential issue with, and that is going to be by the name of the Gleeok. I believe this is going to be a two-headed type of monster that's going to be here. And you are going to have to use the grapple hook for that said type of situation. But we'll worry about that for when the time happens. So, trying to reach all the way over here to the said Temple of Frost, there is going to be a lot of these type of Yetis once again, the Ukes out here again. And just make sure that you just keep on throwing all the bomb flowers or even said bombs at all of these enemies here. And then you'll get yourself lowered down with all that icicle that's going on. And you can move right on into the said actual place that's going to be here. So, while doing so, we will have to fight another said one of these, and you're going to be seeing a lot of these battles time and time again with all these different gauntlet matches, because they just like to basically send out a whole bunch of these guys, even though that they are a unique enemy, and I'm pretty certain you won't be able to go and find them anywhere else, just except for just this place here, just in particular. So there we go, all taken care of. Now we can go and finally move into the Temple of Frost now, and just be a little bit wary, because majority of the time here in this said temple is going to be a little bit backtracky in a way. Because basically what we're going to see here is that right when we arrive on into this first floor, most places are basically locked to us right now, except that we do have a switch here. And what we're going to have to do is actually use the boomerang to at least go and interact with the switch again, and then we can be able to head on into that little said path. Now, the statues that are having those type of weird circle parts around them, we can't really go and use the grapple hook for anything right now, because those are actually meant for that item. It's just that we can't really go and move anything around with it just yet. So until we go and get that item, then we can go and start pulling those guys around. But here we go, just had to walk around in a little bit of a circle there and just launched out with one of the said doors. But now we're going to have to go and use a said bomb shoe. Now for the bomb shoe, we are going to have to go and move all the way down towards into where the next type of switch orb is going to be. And now we're going to have to kind of redirect ourselves again. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of times where we are going to have to basically use a little bit of the switches back and forth here. But we should be somewhat okay for the time being now. I don't think there's really all that amount of using of the different circle orbs all that too much for the different switching for those type of things there. I know that we've seen them plenty amount of times in one of the other said dungeons, but here we go. Just made sure that those icicles are now gone, and we do have the ability to jump on one of these said poles. The reason why that I never really went and showed off to you guys exactly how we could go and do any of the jumping of the poles was because that we didn't really have, like I said, like grapple hook or anything at this moment, so I didn't really want to go and have to show out that type of little control function yet. But since we are here now, I guess it's a matter of time to just go ahead and show off the functionality for what we could go and do. So now we just have to go ahead through this type of area, read through the different slates as we go along, and all that we have to do is figure out how exactly we're going to go and pull around with these different set levers here. So basically what we're going to have to do is pull all the way to the far left one first, and then we're going to do the far right one right on after, and then you have to do the second one to the right, and then just pull down the last one there, and you should be able to get a set of everything all completed there for a said door to be opened up. Which then that is how we're going to be able to go and do another type of annoying puzzle as well. Well, I wouldn't really say it as annoying, but it's a little bit hectic and well, I wouldn't say hectic either, but it's just that it's just a little bit of a situation sometimes having to go through this particular thing, because you got like one puzzle after another, so it's like you're just trying to like at least figure out where exactly the key is going to be. But it's just a little bit tedious. I guess that's the word. Yeah, it's not hectic, it's not frustrating, it's just tedious. That's just what it is. Alright, well, let's just go and head all the way down over here. And just watch out for the ice keys, or even ice bubbles for that matter. And now, we got ourselves a little bit of another one of these little switch guys here. All that we're going to have to do now is just throw a bomb, make sure that we go and toss it over there. And then now, we can get ourselves with another said type of spirit gem, which I want to say that this is for the wisdom of the gems here. I don't know if we are even like over at 10 at this point in time now. I'm pretty certain I think we're both, with between each the courage and the wisdom, we're kind of sitting around within like maybe 6 or 7 of each of those different gems together. So yeah, so here's another one of these slates. This time around, you do want to go and make sure to write this down. We got 2, 1, 3, and 4. This is going to have to be the order for what we are going to have to go and light up these switches. So we have to do it from 1 and then go to 2 and then 3 and then 4 down here. So there we go. And just make sure that you line all these guys up here properly. And just like that, that gives us a key. And now we should be able to go and backtrack a little bit and reach back to that set other door, which then that will take us a little bit more further into this way. So there we go. So now we're just starting to walk on through a little bit more into here. And it looks like we got ourselves a gauntlet battle. So all that we have right now is just a battle with an said Yeti here. I don't know what of these guys. So just like before, just make sure that you just go and toss all the bombs in there directly. And if you are stuck, not to worry, they do have bomb flowers here, so you won't get yourself like completely stuck at any case. Just have to wait just for the right moment, suck it in, and then just go all out on these guys. Yeah, sometimes their annoying hits attacks can be somewhat frustrating too, but either way, we got them done. That takes care of that, and within that middle little section right there, here in this floor, we are going to have to run on into a special type of chest, and this will now give us the grapple hook, because now we're going to be able to see how this grapple hook is going to be able to use now. Yeah, previously before, you know, when we went and played Wind Waker, we got this right from one of our friends in the game, with Medley, of course, but instead, what we are going to have to go and do is actually use the grapple hook as something within here at the Isle of Frost to go and find it. So yeah, now we got some of these enemies here, which they are really annoying. You actually have to hit them from behind. That can become somewhat of an issue there, but if you can light it up properly, there you go, got it, all of them. And now we get to go and finally pull along with some of these statues here. So yeah, so basically all that we have to do is just pull along within that statue there. That will drop down the ice that we do need. And I think at this point in time, this should take us, I think, to one of the last of the destination detours back to the very beginning of this area. So if you ever do want to go and save up now, this is a perfect time to go ahead and do that, because now you have all 3 different areas all finally opened up, and we can go and continue onwards into the other next pattern. So for what we're going to have to do now is that we are going to have to go and move around within those set type of statues that were over here at the very beginning. So we're just going to have to go and pull one for now, and then we're going to have to pull the other one just like that. And now those icicles are gone, and this is where the tightrope challenge is now going to begin here. So this is where we are going to be trying out a little new gimmick with the actual said grapple hook. And that is where we can actually be able to do some tight roping. And not only that, but able to do some slingshot moves as well. Which, well, we're going to be probably seeing that from other dungeons from time to time, and same with the type roping as well. But this is kind of like a little bit of a tutorial area, just to kind of like somewhat at least tell you exactly what we do need to do around there. So yeah, so there is going to be a treasure chest that we do want to go and use the grapple hook for. I know that this was during the part that I kind of got myself a little bit confused there, but yeah, we do have to use the grapple hook for that. Open up with the said chest going this way, get ourselves with a yellow potion, and make sure that we go and get ourselves with a bridge there, because we are going to have to make sure to use that later. Yeah, because this is where the whole entire area of this whole place is going to be all backtracking for, because we are going to have to return back to that same beginning area that we just went and saw, and we are going to have to get that statue with the grapple hook getting ready for there. Alright, so now we got ourselves with the tightrope challenge from the boyoing, and now we're just going to have to go and do a little bit of some switch hitting, and same with some bow and arrow hitting as well. And if you guys are curious about what the next other video is going to happen after Phantom Hourglass, well, I am taking a little bit of a hiatus break off of Persona 4 Golden at this point in time, and I know that we're still kind of doing some other things right now with the Skylanders Spyro's Adventure review that I still want to go and at least somewhat get myself completed with as well. I know that I did tell you guys that I was going through some of the expansion worlds right now at this point, and I am kind of taking a little bit of a break here and there, because I know that with me being in school and stuff, I have like some other priorities that I need to go and take care of, so I won't be able to go and try to get the rest of the recordings out of the way. But for right now, what we are going to be doing is another said Prox guide, and today we are going to have to go and worry about doing Rayman Legends. And at least the good thing is that for the time being, while Skylander Spyro Adventure is still going to be going through at this moment, we will have to do some Rayman Legends for the time. And now, for the way of how Persona 4 is going to be, if I can't get all the way through and all said done within the actual game itself, I will probably just have to just call it as a finale, and then we'll just have to kind of just have Rayman and Phantom Hourglass as like our two games for the time being until Spyro Skylander Adventure becomes a thing. So hopefully that's not going to be the case, because there's still so much other things to go and do within Persona 4, which I would like to make sure to go and get done. So now this is where the fun's going to happen here. So as you guys can go and see, even though that I went and pulled this down, we are going to have a little bit of a timer, and it is going to shut off. So you do have to have that as a much longer type of time and pull that grapple hook down a little bit further. But however, we are going to have to go and run into another thing here with another part of the tight roping area too. And this is where we are going to have to just go and use one of the levers here to get ourselves with something interesting. Another said treasure chest, which we do want to make sure to pick that up with. I'm pretty certain that is going to give us the key. Yeah, just move some of these guys out of the way so that they won't become that much of an issue. And just like how we went and did this before with the other said statue at the very beginning, yes, this also does have a timer as well. So you are going to have to go and pull down that type of statue there pretty quickly. So there we go. And just like that, we can now go and finally pick ourselves up with a small key. So hooray. So that's all done. So now we're just going to let that icicle thing just come right back. Unfortunately, there is no other way for it to actually be fully disappeared. So I'm just going to have to just move this block over here for now. And we just need to make sure that we go and push that block out of there so that we can get the switch activated. And now we got ourselves a little bit of a bridge area now. Okay, so let's go and do this finally. We're going to pull this guy all the way down, and now we're going to have to go and head all the way over to that left-hand side where we went and did all of those type of, like, orb hitting and other things that were there. Well, there's going to be a whole bunch of those type of grapple hook switches, and we're going to also have to kind of move around within there so that we can head off to this room now. So we're just almost close to be getting that said boss key, and that's going to be really awesome once we go and do that, because then we can go and face right off with the boss itself here. Okay, so we're just going to have to make sure that this guy just gets out of the way for now. We're going to push him right into the hole just so that he doesn't become that much of a problem. And just remember that area for where this icicle is, because that's where the boss key is going to be showing up later. So we're going to go and pull our head on over this way, and we got more of the uke battle. So we got another one. Yeah, these guys just don't ever let up, huh? So let's just go and try to pick that up, throw right it at him, and just like that, he is done and already finished as it is. And I want to say as well, those icicles that were just around within here are going to finally get themselves all turned off too. And this is where we are going to have to go and do some more of the tightrope walking. And we have to be really careful now because this is where the spikes are going to now start be showing up. So let's just make sure that we just hop up along on here and just be very cautious as it should be. We're going to have to do this a couple times, so we are going to have to launch out to the next destination here. Yeah, maybe probably just watch out for that keys, because you don't really want to get yourself all iced up by that too. Yeah, the whole, well, here's the thing, like, for me personally is that I don't really like anything ice dungeon related, just because of the simple fact is that, like, it's very slippery, and you run into a lot of, like, all these other type of annoying problems that you have to go and deal with, and they're just not fun. So yeah, so now we get to go and do another slingshotting type of move here, and it looks like we are going to have to go and use our spin attack here. And unlock with another set type of doorway to get access here. Because I don't think a bomb would actually work. Nope. So bombs do not work, but a spin attack does. So there we go. Oh, okay, so there's no door, but yeah, so there is going to be a door, but there is going to be with the chest for the boss key to be opened. But now what we are going to have to do is start to make our way a little bit backwards now. But again, we still have to go through another set type of part, and that's going to be right over here. Yep, just make sure that those guys get pushed off to the side. No more of those, because they'll just become really annoying. So here we go, another set type of slingshotting method that we're going to have to do. Now this should take us all the way up here to the top part of this ledge, and we're just going to have to just kind of just grapple our way for a little bit. Yeah, like, next time when we start going and doing, like, a little bit of, like, other different, like, side stuff and whatnot, this grapple hook is going to get used plenty amount of times throughout here. Or, well, plenty of times throughout some of the different previous areas that we've been to. But there we go. And just like that, we now got another said area moved around. And another said bridge is already active, too. Alright. And it looks like we are going to have to do one of these type of puzzles. Now, this puzzle in particular can get a little bit tedious. Basically, those eyes are going to open up, and even if you start moving into the northward direction, those eyes are going to get turned off. So what we are going to have to do is head on down into the middle ledge here, and what we are going to have to worry about is starting to use our arrows and just make sure that we line them up properly and hit them directly all into the eyeball with each other. Now, playing this on the DS could be a little bit of a challenge, but since I am playing this on Wii U, this actually is not all that too entirely bad. So just make sure that you just line it up all there properly. Oh, come on. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a little bit of some finesse there, but there we go. Just like that, that's all now said and done. So both eyelids are all good, and maybe we should have went and pulled across over there on that, but there we go. And we should be getting ourselves with a, what's this? A key. Yes. So a key is now for us here. Open up this door, and this should at least be maybe the last of these said doors here, because I don't think there's really anything else for us right on after this. Yeah, this should at least pop around with another set of battle, and we should be able to get that icicle that was around where that boss key is at all completely said and done. So there we go. So that uke is done, but we do want to make sure that those ice keys are also going to get finished. And just like that, the door is now done. We got a said other type of potion here, so you may possibly want to go and make sure to pick this up as well, just so that we can at least have this for our battle system here. So nice, we got ourselves with a potion for the purple one. And now let's go and move all the way back directly towards to the boss key, which that shouldn't be all that too hard to find. Oh, okay. Looks like we're gonna have to do another thing. So let's just make sure that we go and head all the way up here. And that will now go and turn off that said icicle stuff right there. And we should be able to start making our way back, hopefully soon. Okay, so let's keep on walking just a little bit. There should be another switch somewhere here. Yeah, now this is where we should be able to at least now finally turn off that ice. Yeah, just make sure that guy gets out of there. Alright, there we go. And just like that, the boss key is ours. Head all the way towards back to the said boss door, which that was just a little bit before heading on into that way. And now we can go and face off with Gleeok. So let's do it. And if you ever do need some extra more other hearts and whatnot, you can go ahead and do that. But you also do have a little bit of a blue transporter as well, which that's always nice to go and see. Now, mind you, we don't really do need that, even though that we got, like, both of the potions that we want. And here we go. All we have to do now is just take a little bit of a walk over here. And this is where the grapple hook is going to come into play, because we are going to have to do a lot of different moving around within these set type of poles, so that we can be able to use the different type of orbs that they're going to be shooting out of their mouth. And having to make sure that they go into the opposite direction of these said dragons, because one's going to be shooting out with fire, so you want to make sure that you also hit the other one that is going to be with the blue there too. So now this part could get a little bit annoying, yeah, just because of the simple fact that I'm just like getting injured all over the place. There we go, so at least got one hit. Yep, so now we're going to have to go and drink one of these potions, because this battle could get a little bit tricky. That's why you're going to be losing a little bit of some hearts here and there. And make sure that you jump up onto one of those poles, because that water, that tide, is going to actually go and injure you. And that will do a big chunk of damage. So this is where you're going to have to use your sword to break some of the ice, so that you won't get injured by those. Okay, so now everything should be back together again, but we are going to have to make sure that we start destroying out their armor. And there we go. So both those armors are now destroyed. And now we are going to have to worry about the last couple of hits here. And all that we really do have at this point right now is just having to have these other two pulls for the majority of the last said thing here. Because all that we really do need is just to use our sword to make sure that they get whacked on the head with those. So one's already done now. We're just going to have to do one more hit here. And just like that, Gleeok is down. Both heads are finished. And that means we get some more sand in our Phantom Hourglass. So, more time, the better it is for us to go and do some other extra exploring. Alright, bring it over here. I wonder how much time that we do have now, if we ever do have the time to come back to that said place, because at this point now, we've already gotten both of the said two pure metals. So we got the one here in the Isle of Frost and the other one in the Goron Island. But for right now, we're going to have to end off this episode for today. Thank you so much for going and staying around over here for the said Prox Guide of the Phantom Hourglass. See you in the next one, and of course, well, I'll let you guys kind of see the last bit of the stuff here, and in peace.